Okay, so we're going to be in the key of A minor. We're going to look at A harmonic minor. We're going to be doing A-Aeolian, A-Dorian. We're going to look at those scales. Okay, my approach. So we've got a root note, and we got this pentatonic scale here. That I'm sure most of y'all are familiar with. And I like to use, this is the Ionian scale for the B and E string. Once you learn the diatonic mode scales and the subsequent order that I teach, Lydian, Mixolydian, A-Aeolian, Locrian, Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, we're going to master the fretboard quickly, understanding that simple scale right there is Ionian. Okay guys, so if we're using A-Dorian, we're going to be using this diatonic mode scale if we're also using the pentatonic scale. We've got these bottom scales. We've got Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, A-Aeolian, Locrian, we're back to Ionian, and then Dorian. Okay, those are the positions for the B and high E if we're using A-Dorian. You're going to learn all this with my system so we know where those bottom scales are for the diatonic mode scales: Lydian, Mixolydian, A-Aeolian, Locrian, Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian. Let's get into more of the pentatonic scale. We're going to go over A-Aeolian and A-Dorian. Now I want to show you something that's really cool. You'll remember this the rest of your life. It's going to stick with you. It'll serve you for your entire guitar journey. There's certain blues progressions. That was a 12-bar blues progression. Now when you do a 12-bar blues, we're not going to use the A-Aeolian natural minor scale. This is where people get confused. I'm going to teach you how to differentiate from the two. So see here on the natural minor scale we have A, B, C, D, E, F. So when we're doing 12-bar blues, we're not going to have an F. We're going to have an F sharp. So we're going to change from the Aeolian diatonic scale. We know that Dorian is now going to be our master diatonic scale off the root note. For 12-bar blues. Okay? Notice how I resolve on the B string? That's your best friend because we're resolving on the higher octave A's, whether we're using Aeolian, the natural minor diatonic scale, or Dorian, what I call the blues mode. Both of them resolve, and you can use the A minor arpeggio with that. So let's break this down some more for you guys. Let's go back over, before we get into the Aeolian scale some more in the Dorian, let's look at our pentatonic scale. when you do these whole step bends, if you get your thumb up here, it really allows you to get a hold of that note, and it gives you a lot of strength and power. Sometimes I'll do bends with my thumb back here further. You'll just have to see what's, you know, is comfortable for you, but when you do bring the thumb up, you're going to get a lot more strength. And you're going to be able to torque that bend up a lot easier. We got a whole step downward bend. Just nice little resolve on that root note of A. Okay, so now we know the pentatonic scales here. What I like to do is I like to use this, what I call, we got the Ionian scale on the B and E string. See how we're using the Ionian? Because we're using pentatonic. When we're using pentatonic scales in 12-bar blues, we're going to switch to that Dorian mode. You know the difference now. There's going to be certain blues chord progressions where we're going to shift. Now we're not going to be using the A-Aeolian diatonic scale. We're going to go to Dorian. And when you go to Dorian, now you get these. You can resolve different ways. Okay. Let's get back to natural minor and the A-Aeolian scale. See how we still resolve in the higher octave A? Again, we've got A there, A there, A there, and A there. My goal is to unlock this fretboard for you, the foundation of this, so you can go on to learn, or you can go on to do your own style of playing. Whether that be blues, metal, you know, hard rock, jazz, and neoclassical. I've got some lick ideas to go with that, which are really cool. I teach lead guitar. You know, I'm the opposite of every instructor you've probably ever met, and I do things differently. I have my own approach. My system works, and this lesson's for beginner to intermediate, and I cover a lot of material. Okay, guys? And again, my approach, I do stuff a lot different than I do stuff different from any instructor that you're going to see. And the reason I do that is because a lot of these guys, I'm just going to be frank with you, many of them have music degrees. They want you to get on their Patreon. They want to make money off of you. They want to sell you their programs. I don't do that. I offer what I know for free, and what I know can catapult you right into the shred zone, the lead playing for a band, everything you need to know. You don't need to know how to read music, you know. And I apologize for not having any tab. I don't really have time to make all the tab stuff. But I will break this down slowly. We'll look at this, and you guys are going to walk away with a really solid foundational understanding of the fretboard. And it's going to happen very quickly, okay? So let's go ahead and get in. We're going to talk about A minor, A harmonic minor, the different, we may have A-Dorian, A-Aeolian. We're going to look at all this. Okay, so we're going to be covering A minor, A harmonic minor. We're going to look at doing, you know, A-Dorian and A-Aeolian. And again, like I was telling you guys, I do things differently than any guitar instructor that you ever, you know, study with. And I have my system, and I know it works, and it's pretty cool. So a lot of instructors, they'll teach you different diatonic mode scales and you know, and different formulas. Mine, I use the acronym L-MALI-D-P, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, Locrian, Ionian, Dorian, and Phrygian. I use all 6 strings with our root note on the E string, and in that way we're breaking down the entire fretboard with you having the ability to master knowing where everything's at for soloing, depending on what key that you're in.